Good. All right, well, thank you for coming tonight. This is a terribly tragic accident, and our hearts go loss of their 20-year-old son, Jose Sanchez. In Village Park, naval officers observed life-saving measures being given to the motorcycle rider Richland. Because it's their jurisdiction on SR 240, the Washington State Patrol initially assumed the investigative responsibilities for the incident. However, upon discovering that the involved driver was an off-duty WSP trooper, who's now been identified as Sarah Clasen, Police Department to ensure transparency and impartiality in the investigation. Today, during which details from the probable cause traveling from Richland, returning to her home onto Village Parkway. Sanchez was traveling east on SR 240, approaching the left in front of the motorcycle. It resulted in a collision with the front right corner of her vehicle. During the investigation, RPD officers identified several inconsistencies in Clasen's account of the incident. Additionally, she declined to complete a standardized field sobriety test, breath tests, which are often done as course of the DUI investigation. But based on officers' observations of slurred speech, disorganized statements, glassy eyes, Clasen was determined subsequently booked into the Benton County Jail on a blood sample from her, which was collected and is pending an analysis. That is standard procedure for a case of this magnitude, where there's a vehicular homicide or even a vehicular assault. Way to go. Clasen was released from the Benton County Jail this afternoon on her own recognizance. Additionally, the Benton County Prosecutor's Office has announced its intention to request a special insurance. The Benton County Coroner's Office has scheduled an autopsy for Sanchez. This remains an active and ongoing investigation. Additional details will be provided as they become available. They are tirelessly on it and doing as thorough investigation as we are able to. Do you have any questions?
Who's doing
That will be up to the crime lab, and it is a to confer with that. Was who's going to be doing the analysis on the blood test.
Can you talk about?
The question was about how long. Quite frequently, those take several months in order to get results from a blood test. Go ahead.
What are some of the inconsistencies, if you can say, that Clasen had in her account of the incident?
So the details of those that's what we're going to provide right now as part of the of what we've released already. But with the watery eyes, the slurred speech, and those type of things, that's what we're releasing at this point.
Commander Austin Reed, Apple Valley News Now. In regards to having this investigation, you guys plan on releasing the body cam video from the incident?
Releasing the body cam video in regards to being open and transparent. That absolutely. These type of investigations, we've already received numerous requests for the release of that, and that's being processed through by our city attorney.
On Stop Local, what are the total charges that Clasen is facing?
The total charges that Clasen is facing, at this point, it's vehicular homicide. I didn't see that anything else was changed with the prosecutor's office this afternoon, and it'll be up to a different prosecutor, special prosecutor, that'll be assigned to determine if anything needs to be changed with more details from the investigation.
When, Karen Pro with Clasen Herald, when, in the cemetery, it hit the collision was at the right front corner.
As where exactly did it hit the SUV that Clasen was driving? I'm not the actual investigator, so the
Okay, so right on the.
pretty much very close to that right front corner.
Al Lester, keeper.
Go ahead.
Stephen Hooking, Camp Nonstop Local. Do you have a specific timeline on?
The question is if I have a specific timeline on when the prosecutor will be named. That will be up to the prosecutor's office to be able to find one and make that determination. All requests regarding that should go to the Benton County prosecutor.
Clasen wrote in her 6-sentence statement that she provided to RPD officers that night.
And I'm not able to do that. I don't have that statement in.
Davis Rail Nonstop Local News. What determines homicide versus manslaughter in this case?
So vehicular homicide was due to the intoxicating substances in her system. What our officers observed and what they believed to be there.
Austin,
All right.
Apple Valley News
Oh.
again. Earlier today, during her first court appearance, her attorney had mentioned some details about the man who died, and as a factor, possible factor, and not having a license. Do you guys have any other further comment about that, or will the investigation look into that more?
So the question is about whether the driver of the motorcycle was. So at this time, there isn't any indication that speed was a factor, but we are still keeping that as part of the investigation, and we'll be reviewing that as always in a situation like this. In regards to his licensing, we do not believe, or information is that he was not a. One last one, go ahead.
Stephen Hooking, Camp Nonstop Local. In the court appearance today, it was said that Trooper Clasen was providing life-saving measures to the deceased victim upon arrival. Can you confirm from RPD that that was the case when they arrived?
The police report, the question is whether off-duty Trooper Clasen was providing first aid and CPR to the victim. Our report does indicate that she was providing CPR at the time that medics arrived and they took over from there. Great, thank you very much for coming.